now for the main
So I thought I would
event.
just
Call Benjamin. Call Benjamin Sargon of Akkad, the man who hates people from the Middle East but named himself after one of the most famous Middle Eastern kings of all time. So, he's about to tell the left, I, I don't label myself as a leftist. Well, here's the thing about left-wingism. People on the right just lump all leftists together. You know, like, even though there's like liberals, communists, anarchists, democratic socialists, green anarchists, uh, you know, like, but he lumps them all together. So I'm going to be saying we because he's talking about everybody that's to the left of him in this video. So, because I guess the right thinks that's how it works, because the right, I will say this about the right, they are more likely to all unify together. Leftists will fight each other all the fucking time about like little things. The right, whether they be like libertarian or Republican or fascist or whatever, usually when it comes down to election day, they're all on board with the same motherfucker, is why I say that. So, anyway, he's about to tell us as leftists why what's happening is happening as far as like Trump being a piece of shit goes. He's saying it's our fault.
So I thought I would just record a slight stream of consciousness here, because
that's something to keep in mind too, is all the stupid shit that's about to come out of his mouth is a stream of consciousness for him.
Become very apparent that the left simply does not understand what is happening at the moment, right? Why the right is acting in the way that the right is acting.
The right isn't some misunderstood noble movement. We know what the right is and embraces fascism, reactionary violence, corporate bootlicking while they cry victim. What's not to get? The left understands perfectly well why the right is acting this way, because they thrive on shit like grievance politics, fear mongering, and rejection of just basic human empathy. So right off the bat, he's just gaslighting.
They don't know why things seem to be going so far off of the rails.
I do.
And it's actually kind of strange and beautiful to watch. Not what is actually happening. I actually don't think that the Republicans and some of the more sort of hard edge of the MAGA movement should go quite as far as they're going at the moment with the positions that they're taking and some of the things that they are doing. I actually don't think that's terribly useful in the long run. And I can see many people on the left who are just recoiling in horror.
So he's already admitting that, like, that what they're doing is bad. But basically what he's about to say is that he doesn't care that what they're doing is bad because it's fucking us over so well.
Horror at what's happening. What has Steve Bannon done just now? What has Trump just said about Zelensky just now? What is Elon tweeting about Zelensky just now? Like, what are they doing to these various constituencies that we care about? What is going on? And the answer is these people have become untethered from your moral system entirely, right?
Yeah, fuck you. We don't got no morals anymore, libtards. What you gonna do now?
They have arrived at the point where they are saying, we do not care about your moral judgments. And I can tell you why this has happened.
Okay.
Right? For years, the left has refused to engage with their opponents. It's literally this simple. You can find a million.
Yeah, no left-wing people across so many fucking platforms like podcasts, radio, news, anything like that has ever debated with the right at all. The right isn't looking. The right isn't looking for civil discourse. Let's be real. It's looking for dominance. Most of your guys' talking points, like anti-LGBT shit or like weird racial pseudoscience, yeah, that's already been debunked and dismissed. But you guys keep wanting to shout it and pretend like we didn't refute all those arguments. Like, it's basically like arguing with flat earthers. Like, we've told you why it's wrong. but you just refuse to let it go because it hurts your feelings. So what the fuck do you want from us? Also, I can just flip this back on your dumbass. Since when has the right ever meaningfully engaged with leftists? You motherfuckers don't debate the merits of like socialism and anarchism in good faith. You fuckers just strawman and fearmonger yourselves into power.
Mainstream left-wing centrist, but actually incredibly left-wing, agrees on with the radical communists on everything, right? Everything is gay race communism.
Yeah, Democrats are totally communists, dude. Like, like union busting and all that shit. That's such a communist thing to do that Biden did.
To the left, all of it, right? From like the Rory Stewarts, who would consider themselves like, centrist dads, to the Ash Sarkar literal revolutionaries who are literally communists, right? The entire spectrum at this point is radical left.
No.
And the entire spectrum of the left.
Yeah, let me tell you something. The last election is proof that the entire spectrum isn't the radical left. The whole reason that the Democrats lost was because they put in somebody who was just Joe Biden but younger and a woman. And she just agreed with everything Joe Biden said. When the whole problem with Joe Biden to begin with is that the leftists hated him because he was just a fucking like 90s Republican. Like, that's what fucking happened, dipshit.
Has decreed it can never actually speak to the right.
No.
And so you've got podcast after.
I'll speak with right wing people if you want to come on the show. I'm totally down for that. I'll talk with you. Like, we don't have to even talk about politics. We can just talk about like video games or, fuck, marry, kill. I'll do whatever. Unless you just want to talk about politics. You don't have to. We can talk about like your favorite fast food place. That's cool.
The podcast, TV show after TV show, newspaper column after newspaper column, just condemning the right without ever engaging with them and just saying, you're bad people, you're bad people, you're bad.
You are bad people. Usually, not every right wing person's a bad person. I think a lot of right wing people are just misguided. They've been fear mongered into your ranks. But people like you, Carl, yeah, you're bad people. Ben Shapiro's a bad person. Trump, yeah, Trump's a bad fucking person. Okay. But I'll engage with, anybody that wants to talk to me. That's cool.
Bad people will never listen to your opinion. We'll never have you in the room while we're calling you bad people.
I listen to your opinion. I just tell you why it's stupid, and that hurts your little feelings.
We'll never have you explain yourself in a charitable and honest way. So we will try and understand your perspective because we're too busy calling.
I understand your perspective. It's fucking stupid.
You bad people. And the right has got to the point where they're just saying, okay, we do not care anymore. We are not looking for your approval now because it's become apparent that such a thing will never come. We cannot have some sort of discourse and dialogue where we have an understanding of each other's concerns and we try to work towards a mutually agreed solution. That is just off the table now, right? What's happening is that Trump, Bannon, Elon, the rest, they're just here to crush you. They're going to just crush you.
This dude's combing his pants over the destruction of his opposition, just like a good little fascist should. You're also overestimating your daddy issue father figures. Like, Elon's actually bumblefucking pretty bad. We just saw where he accidentally cut Ebola funding. Like, Bannon is just a convicted fraud loser fuckwit. I don't even know why he's still relevant. It's only because of Trump that he's still relevant. And most of Trump's policies just serve billionaire people while fucking the working class in our asses deeper and deeper. Like, and that includes poor right-wing people. They just have recruited the right-wing people that are scared of non-whites into their ranks to get to vote for them. Like, they take those people, they say that shit, so the right-wing people will vote for them, and then they do nothing to help the right-wing people. They're just like, all right, now that we're in here, tax cuts for us here and there and there. That's what they're doing, dipshit. Like, you're acting like this is some kind of day of reckoning. Fuck off.
They've decided that you are not worth having in their civilization anymore as a political force. That's why they're defunding
That's called fascism.
everything that you've done. All of the left-wing apparatus.
Also, defunding essential services isn't winning a debate, you fucking moron. That's called. I'm gonna say it again. I'll probably say it a lot during this video because that's what he is. It's fascism. It's fascism, Carl.
That was used to prop up this one-sided propaganda industrial complex is going. They're going to ruin it all for you. And they're going to do it because you would not sit down and take them seriously. You would not sit.
I've seen you in a bunch of debates. I've seen you go on the Drunken Peasants. I saw your debate with Vosh where you like almost pussied out like not even like 2 minutes into the discussion. Like, what do you mean sit down and hear you out? They'll hear you out and then debunk you. And then you're like, oh, they're not listening to me. Why not? My racist, stupid bullshit is totally valid.
Down and give them the respect that, frankly, they deserved to have.
We've tried that. We've tried that. They walk all over us. They call us communist pieces of shit, whether we're communists or not.
And you're still not doing it. I'm still seeing shitlib podcast after shitlib podcast that just sounds like the most full-throated YouTube communist revolutionary. And I'm like, okay, so they've learned nothing. They have modulated themselves in no way. They haven't reconsidered any of their positions. And they refuse to move from the most radical left-wing perspective to even just...
By radical, you mean what? Like advocating for universal health care, workers' rights, climate action, racial and gender equality. We're opposed to hyper-capitalist, techno-feudalist, fascist bullshit. It's pretty fucking hard to compromise with the right when they just see us as a mere existence to their threat, because that's what we've been labeled. So I don't know what the fuck you actually want from us except for us to just go away. Well, you can suck my dick. I'm not going anywhere, bitch.
Slightly budged towards the center, even though this is all good stuff that is being done. Right? Elon is saving the taxpayer an unbelievable amount of money, and that will translate into people paying less tax. That's good for them.
This classic load of libertarian bullshit. All right. Let's make something very clear. Anybody watching, you really need to listen to this. Cutting social programs doesn't save taxpayers money. Okay? It redistributes wealth upward by giving tax breaks and subsidies to rich people while they still just take the same amount of money that we're always paying. The right's obsession with cutting funding is about control over you, not government efficiency. The problem is all these rich cocksuckers aren't paying their fucking taxes while the working class is forced to pick up the fucking slack.
Anyone on the left should be able to say, yeah, okay, I understand. I wanted massive amounts of wealth redistribution because I think I can save the world through welfare, but I also can at least understand why you would do that. And for some reason, instead, all we get is this constant cacophony of everyone's this, everyone's that, everyone's a Nazi, everyone's a fascist, everyone's evil, everyone's bad, everyone's a racist, everyone's this, everyone's that. And now you've got Steve...
This is coming from the motherfuckers that screech shit like, every gay is a pedophile, every Muslim's a terrorist, and you're all going to hell. Yeah, no, fuck off. Like, you're projecting so fucking hard in this video. Like, you look fucking pathetic, Carl.
Bannon throwing up Roman salutes just in front of an entire crowd and not caring. Like, Elon did it, he was autistic. Calvin didn't, he was trolling. But I don't know if Steve Bannon is trolling. I think...
Well, no shit, Steve Bannon's not trolling. Steve Bannon's been a well-known Nazi for a while.
He's just like, fuck you. And
okay,
you
well,
made him happen. You made him come to this point. You need to start sitting down and having an actual discussion with people. This name-calling, slander politics has to...
Call me socialist, you fucking trans groomers.
Come to an end. And if it doesn't come to an end, don't be surprised when they show you no mercy.
Oh,
Don't be surprised at all when
oh.
literally you're just like, look, please don't defund this. And they're like, no, that's already gone. What are you talking about? We defunded that before I walked in the room. That's gone. Don't lock that person up. No, we've decided this person's a criminal and we're locking them up. Oh, well, but I mean, can we have a reasonable discussion about this? And they will laugh in your face. They were like, no, you sowed the fuck.
You're basically right now just you basically just admitted that you don't want an actual discussion. Like you seem pretty happy that they're just taking rule. Like the fact that you're so happy about this shows that you don't want civil discussion. This whole video is just a bunch of bullshit.
Can we have a reasonable discussion about this? And they will laugh in your face. They were like, no, you sowed the fucking wind. You are going to reap the whirlwind.
Oh,
You are.
whoa. You're such a little badass, Cowell, for saying something like that. Sow the wind, reap the whirlwind. You will sow the wind and reap the fucking whirlwind. Little fucking LARPer bitch.
Are getting this as hard and as deep and as fast as we can make it. And we are going to make these cuts last forever. You are going to be forever scarred by the damage they're going to do to you.
Okay, thinking this is permanent just shows how historically illiterate you are. Like, what? We're just gonna sit around and submit? Why would we start just submitting now? Let me tell you something, Carl. Left-wing people have suffered a lot worse than an autistic meth head that jacks off to small penis humiliation videos on his Twitter account. If y'all don't remember that, that's why he made it to where other people's likes aren't visible.
And you've done this to yourselves. This is your own fault. None of this would be happening.
Gaslighting.
Do you not notice how almost every one of your most powerful arch enemies, the people who want you destroyed and are currently in the process of tearing down everything you've built since the Obama administration, does it not make you weirded out that every single one of them is an ex-Democrat? The
tear in the Democratic Party is between old school centrist conservatives like Joe Biden and Democratic socialists. I figured I'd add some details and some nuance since you're definitely not going to fucking bring that up at all. Like I know you're just ignoring facts so you can have a proper hit piece, but you should do your fucking research.
Single one used to be on your side, and now they loathe you with the fury of 1,000 suns, and now they are going to scorch you out of existence. They are going to destroy the woke mind virus.
Oh, fuck y'all. It's the buzzword of the decade. The woke mind virus. Woke is the most vague bullshit, nothing insult ever fucking created. I'm filming right now, buddy. I'll catch you in a minute. If opposing racism, sexism, and corporate fascism is a fucking mind virus, then what the fuck is reactionary nationalism? A fucking brain tumor? You dipshits never engage with what woke actually means. Because it would require admitting leftist critiques of capitalism and oppression are actually fucking valid. Also, let's clear the fucking smoke for a second here. The right is way more brainwashed by their own bullshit. You cultists literally worship a billionaire that wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. Trump would not give a fuck if he saw you die in the streets. He'd be like, hey, look at that poor little dead person. What a little bitch.
And they're going to enjoy doing it. They're literally going to burn you down because you couldn't be reasonable. And it's like you still don't understand this. And it's just frustrating, to be honest. It's just really frustrating how you are unable to have a reasonable conversation with anyone. Like, literally, you are such I mean, you are genuinely controlled by a woke mind virus, right? They're not wrong when they make that assessment, and everyone can see it. Every single one can see it. And I
Can
know,
you?
like you've got this impulse, and you're like, God, I need to call them a racist. I need to call. No, they're all going home. They're all going home. Do you understand? They're going home. It doesn't matter how much you say the magic word, racist, racist. Doesn't matter. They're going.
Sargon, I know by this point that you're probably really tired of being called racist, and I know you're really just projecting here. So let me help you with. I'm gonna give you some advice on how to stop being called a racist. Are you ready? You ready for this? Stop being racist. All right. Just figure I'd help you out with that there.
Home. You can screech the word racist into the void forever. They are going home. Ask why. Ask why. Ask why you can't have a discussion about that. Ask if there can be any concord. Ask something, or watch your entire project get
Gaslighting.
vaporized by people
Gaslighting.
who think that they are on a crusade. Literal crusader crosses on them. They are coming to wipe you out. Can you be reasoned with in any way, shape, or form?
I don't know. Can you be reasoned with? Because I've been trying that for a while, and you guys just still spout the same bullshit.
Can you be brought to understand that you are in fact in this way the architects of your own demise? Or will it literally be that in 200 years' time there is a historical note in the history textbooks? There was something called the woke movement. You may have heard of them. They were much like the Cathars or the Bogomils or some other, the Platonic, like Pythagoreans or something like this. Like a weird religious sect took over this city, like the Anabaptist of Munster or something.
That's a cute little cope story you got there, buddy. But historically speaking, progressive movements are always demonized but vindicated later. Like civil rights, women's suffrage, labor rights were all considered woke back then, but now they're just common fucking sense. If anything, the MAGA movement will be the ones that are going to be looked back on in the same way that we view like segregationists or McCarthyists. Like this is some kind of weird gaslighting denial cope you have going on here, man.
And what happened? Well, there was a crusade against them. They got wiped out. And that was the end of that. And that's why there are no more of these people around. And everyone was like, okay, well, that was really crazy. Look at the crazy things they believed. And believe me, when your beliefs are represented in history books, you're going to look fucking bonkers. Genuinely mad. You're going to look like modern lobotomists.
Not the we're gonna look back, not the people that like went into Target because they sold like rainbow shirts, like threatening to like kill the cashiers and shit. Those people will be like the sane ones. Is that what you're saying? Or the people that wear the white masks walking around giving their heart out to everybody? Like, is that what you mean? Like the 200 years from now, the Star Trek people are going to be like, those are the rational ones.
Like, you are going to look insane in the history books. Do you
Okay,
understand?
buddy.
And just at no point it doesn't have to be a scorched earth campaign that is waged against you.
Then don't advocate for one.
You just have to admit you were wrong about a bunch of stuff. That's all you have.
God, just submit and throw away your rights already. Jeez. You fuckers don't want discussion. You want obedience. Accept our rule over you, and we won't be so mean to you. You sound like an abusive parent or a wife beater.
Have to do. You just have to go, maybe we've gone too far on that. Maybe we're not correct about that. Maybe there's a reason that the democratic Rousseauian general will has revealed to us through the ballot box, because surely this is what you must believe, that in fact we were wrong. And that was our particular wills that was informing our really nonsense policies. And so maybe we should do some sort of introspection. Maybe we can admit that it was us and not everyone else. But I know that you won't do that. I know that if a single left-winger watched this video, and please do let me know if you do.
Okay, I will.
I know you will admit nothing. I know you will.
I know what I'm saying is stupid, so I'll just say that they'll admit nothing as a gotcha. That'll get them. That'll refute. That'll get rid of anybody that's talking shit about this. That'll just make it. I can dismiss it after that. Is the fact that I said that people will say that what I'm saying is stupid. Nice try, dipshit.
Say, like Jeremy Corbyn, we may have lost the election, but we won the argument. As your movement is scoured from existence by furious ex-Democrats who are just so tired of hearing of you and anything you do, and just have understood that a drop of leftism is poison now, and so it all has to go. And that's, you know, I agree with them, to be honest. I think a single drop of leftism is poison at this point.
A single drop of leftism is poisonous. So, what about during like when this country first started? Like, what about, you know, like freedom of speech, or you know, the right to bear arms and all that? Those aren't that I know that American politics have like fucked this up like really hard, but those were like progressive ideas for the time. You know, like birthright citizenship, you know, and all that. Those were left wing ideas. So you're saying a single drop. So yeah, no freedom of speech then. No wages at all, right? Like a single drop of fucking leftism. You're fucking stupid.
Again, all of it could have been talked out. You could have made reasonable concessions. Could have said, yep, we understand that you think that is too far. And therefore, because we respect you as our fellow countrymen, we won't do that. And the right would have said, okay, fair enough. Well, we understand that you think that's too far. So because we respect you, we won't do that either. We would like some other concessions, and you would say, well,
he's saying that like the right would have compromised if the left was fucking civil. This whole fucking video is just one big gaslight. Okay. Let me tell you something. I'm almost 30. In 3 years, I'll be 30 years old. The right has not operated in good faith my entire fucking life. Okay? The GOP has refused to compromise on healthcare, even when Obama's plan for it was originally a Republican idea. But because the Republicans labeled it Obamacare, it became this evil fucking thing, and they had to just cuck it as much as possible, down to the point where it was dog shit. And now here we are so many fucking years later, and we still can't get health care. Another thing, the right has obstructed every single attempt at economic reform. They always tell us to go fuck ourselves. And you cocksuckers have embraced Trump, the motherfucker that shattered any form of political civility we did have. So if the right is ever willing to compromise, why the ever-loving fuck haven't they, Carl? How about you stop fucking gaslighting for once, you tea-sipping British fuckface? And actually just admit when you're fucking stupid and wrong. Stop trying to fucking cope.
We want some concessions on this, and that's fine, and we would negotiate. We would have a discussion about it. We would understand the fundamental legitimacy of each other's position, and we'd say, right, well, we'll come to a compromise to make sure that everything...
Okay, I'm done with this video. What a long-winded, gaslight-filled way of saying, stop! Quit it! You want to blame the left for everything and demand total submission, then act like a little fucking piss baby when people tell you to go fuck yourself. I wonder why nobody likes the right. Like, why we're so keen on telling you guys to go fuck yourselves. This is just more proof the right doesn't win by being correct. All right? They win by warping and changing the narrative to scare insecure white people. And that's really what it comes down to. That's the only way they win. Because if you present them with facts at all, they just get pissed and run off and start saying things like, they won't even talk to me. All right, fuck you, Carl. All right, we're done with politics.